Good evening, bonsoir, and welcome to the virtual press conference of the International Agency for Research on Cancer. My name is Nicolas Gaudin, and I'm the head of communications for IARC. Here in Lyon, the working group has been meeting to assess the carcinogenic hazards associated with exposure to radio frequency electromagnetic fields and has just finished their evaluations. I'm pleased to have with me here in the IARC studios Dr. Jonathan Sammet. Thank you, and I'll hand over to Dr. John Sammet.
Thank you, and good evening. I'm going to briefly summarize the work of a group of 31 international scientists carried out over the last 8 days here in Lyon. I think quickly to move to the bottom line after reviewing essentially all the evidence that is relevant to looking at radio frequency electromagnetic fields. The working group classified radio frequency electromagnetic fields as possibly carcinogenic to humans. That is within the classification used by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, a 2B classification. The working group reached this classification based on its review of the human evidence coming from epidemiological studies showing an increased risk for glioma, a malignant type of brain cancer, in association with wireless phone use. The working group was multidisciplinary and also looked carefully at animal studies in which animals had been exposed to radiation from mobile phones or similar types of radiation. There was evidence, limited evidence, of an association of cancer risk with that exposure. We also carefully considered the sources of exposure of populations to radio frequency electromagnetic fields, the nature of these fields as they come from various devices, including wireless phones. So I think with that summary, I'll turn things back to you and your questions.
Thank you, Dr. Sammet. Next, Jeff Waters from Australian Broadcasting.
Good morning. Thank you for taking the question. There hasn't been any mention so far as I've heard, and please correct me if I'm wrong, of telephone towers, mobile telephone towers, and their effects on human health. Given what the classification that you've given should we conclude that mobile telephone towers are also included in the possible risk?
The designation for Group 2B is radio frequency electromagnetic fields. That is unspecified as to source, so the Group 2B classification would have broad applicability to sources with this type of emissions.
Okay, the reason we're told not to hold the cell phone next to our head is because it's constantly emitting microwave radiation, and as you move it away you can see the level goes down. And this is what microwave radio frequency radiation sounds like coming from a cell phone antenna. If you live within a few hundred meters of these cell phone antennas, you are exposed to constant microwave radio frequency radiation. And this is 11,000 microwatts per meter squared.